Welcome back to the Benchwarmers Media. Today we'll be examining a new movie, The Incredibles 2. It was released in 2018, and of course it is a sequel to The Incredibles. This sequel comes 14 years after the release of the original, which was very popular back in 2004, and is still quite popular. In today's episode, we will be analyzing the use of sexual references and profanities within kids' movies such as The Incredibles 2 to keep parents interested while attending kids' movie. Just to inform, The Incredibles 2 is rated PG, meaning parents' approval is suggested. There was a controversy about G versus PG on Twitter between the director Brad Bird and a fan about The Incredibles 2 use of profanity, where Mr. Bird said that just because a movie is animated does not make it a kids' movie. These profanities and other hidden jokes within the movie are little Easter eggs for adults to be entertained while kids enjoy the animated, simpler plotline. So the first thing that stands out in The Incredibles 2 that does not seem kid-friendly is the sexualization of the character Elastigirl. Elastigirl, also seen in the first Incredibles movie, is, for the lack of a better term, thick. She has a very sexualized body with large hips and a skinny waist. There is no problem with this except for the fact that it is a kids' movie, and she is in skin-tight clothes almost the entire movie. You could see her body in these videos.
Here comes Elastigirl! No theme songs, or I'll turn this bus right around! Come on up here. Don't be bashful. Come on, get up here. I want you to have this. A memento.
Thanks, Winston, Evelyn, and everyone at Death.
Things got really weird though when The New Yorker released a film review by Anthony Lane. In this review, he compared a scene from the movie to a sexual scene from 50 Shades of Grey. He says, "Is it just me, or does Mrs. Incredible kind of look like Anastasia in 50 Shades of Grey? You know, the girl in the red room with the whips and all?" A movie critic sees this weird sexual connection between a scene and Elastigirl. This no longer seems like a kid's movie. Here's a scene Lane was talking about.
So you're the screenslaver.
Yes and no. Let's say I created the character and pre-recorded the messages.
Does Winston know?
That I'm the screenslaver? Of course not. Can you imagine what Mr. Free Enterprise would do with my hypnosis technology?
Worse than what you're doing?
Hey,
Now onto the use of profanities throughout the movie. This was first brought to our personal attention through a series of tweets that went viral that talk about the use of language. Throughout the movie, we see the use of words like hell, damn, crap, and even a reference to the F word. Here are some of the clips of when these profanities are used.
5 a.m.
I need to get on TV. Chad,
I'll get my brother to set up an exclusive with him tonight on the newscast.
finish our interview by phone.
Promote the hell out of it.
Independence from screenslavery.
Chad, tonight. Boom!
100 and climbing! How much track is built?
About 25 miles.
Screenslaver interrupts this program for an important announcement.
I'll be damned. She knew.
Let's see if your gadget works.
Don't bother.
So now what? Is it good?
Yeah, well, you think so, right? Obviously, I can't keep giving him cookies. But if I stop... No biting is dead. No bite.
Okay.
Yes, we know that these words aren't terrible, but for the clientele, the use of this language can be concerning for parents, especially if kids already have a problem with language. Overall, the use of language such as this is unnecessary and easily avoidable. It is most likely included for the older audiences. Now let's look at the numbers. One of the most clean movies for children, still rated PG, is Up, by Pete Docter and Rob Peterson. It has little to no sexual references and profanity laced within the movie. In 2009, it came to have a domestic box office sales around $290 million. The Incredibles 2 had a domestic box office sales around $610 million in a time where going to the movies is still at an all-time low in decades. Both of these movies are well rated, with Up having a Rotten Tomato score of 98%, while The Incredibles coming in at 94%. So with both of these movies having similar popularity and overall themes, what made The Incredibles 2 sell so much more? We believe it has to do with appeal. Adult appeal is everything. Up's meant for little kids, and that it is. The Incredibles was already appealing to older audiences since the original was released 14 years ago. The profanity and sexual references help drive it home with that fan base. The movie is enjoyable for both adults and kids for this reason. All in all, The Incredibles 2 floats on a fine line between G, PG, and maybe even PG-13. The movie includes profanity that is meant to fly over young kids' heads and keep adults entertained. What is your take? Will you go see Incredibles 2?